Hello, and thank you so much for joining us, my beautiful Valentines. It is your Smackdown post show for February 13th. It'll turn Valentine's Day while we're on air because we're starting in the 11 o'clock hour as we are in the 3-hour Smackdown era. I feel like it doesn't need to be 3 hours. Probably could go back to 2 and it would be all right. But we're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly from today's Smackdown, of which I felt there was a little bit of all of that. But probably Jade Cargill's best match since joining WWE tonight. Some really good stuff there. Some other developments in the women's division that we'll talk about that I'm not thrilled about. The U.S. Open Challenge getting railroaded for this 10-man match that we had here. We're going to talk about it all. So get in those super chats. Get in those humper chats at humperchats.com. Boy, have we been busy at Fightful Select. We had a monster day yesterday. Some WWE tryout news, some clarification around the Warner Brothers Discovery not pulling Brody King from television. There was a lot to unpack with that one, and there are some details on the free tier of Fightful Select, as well as some stuff in our debunkathon that happened earlier today. Lots going on at FightfulSelect.com, and for those of you looking forward to a Valentine's Day that's going to be spent with AEW Grand Slam, what a card there is for that tomorrow. Are you doing that show tomorrow? Are you on that one?
Yes, God. I love AEW, and I'm an old lady. Me and my boyfriend have been together for quite a long time. We're not going out tomorrow. Valentine's Day on a Saturday night?
Saturday night is
Monday.
There's loving and there's fighting, and tomorrow you're choosing to fight. You can choose love any other day of the year with your wonderful partner there. But I'm glad you're on that show. That card is shaping up to be something really fantastic. I felt like Wednesday's Dynamite was an all-timer. So stay tuned for that post show tomorrow. I was also pleasantly surprised. I thought it was starting late like the last one did, but it's starting regular time for you guys, which is extra nice for you guys. But lots of information on Fightful Select. We also had that Wrestle Votes on Fightful Select show, which included kind of that scrapped angle that we saw in tonight's SmackDown about the Miz and Dragunov, which I think was probably a good call. Those recruits were a nice story too. We had a couple that were like delayed but not denied that we had heard on some names, including Notorious Mimi, who's from my neck of the woods, but lots on Fightful Select this week, so you can subscribe there. The private party update, which came to fruition very quickly on Wednesday as well, but we're going to get into all of that and more. Today's a great day because Cresta is even more employed than she was a couple days ago, so we're going to be celebrating that because we love it when people get money around these parts, especially when those people are us. But that put her in a particularly good mood tonight. So we're gonna take all of that. You got to see Zelina Vega on screen and in action today. I know you're a Zelina stan, so we're gonna talk about that. But Cresta, my lovely Galentine, how you doing over there today?
I'm doing well. Like Kate said, I got a job, y'all. I got a job. Be writing for not a video game, but for a card game. And when that comes out, I'll give you guys more details. So that's as much details I'm going to give online. I did sign an NDA. So bam, there's that. Also, I had a good time watching wrestling tonight. I don't know if it was that or, I had a great time. I thought all of the matches and the segments were pretty good, with the exception of the majority of the ending of the matches. Sometimes, I watch WWE. You watch WWE. You guys don't finish matches. That's just that. It's what you do. It's what you do. So I know where I temper my expectations.
See, now on Tuesdays and Mondays, I am co-host to Alex Pulowski, who is a match-ending perv. I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm somewhere in the middle of you two. You're like, you know what? I've set my expectations. This is what it's going to be. I'm not as fixated on match endings as Alex is, but I am probably closer to that side of what was the point of the rest of this match is they were going to end this way. But we're going to get into all of that and more. We've got some chats. One from Ricardo who says, hello, lovelies, and you two queens. Well, hello, my dear. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Greg Cherry saying, happy to spend a Galentine's Day with two of my favorite gals. I think ever since Raw did the Stranger Things show, creative has been in the upside down. Cresta, one thing that was reported on Fightful Select over the course of the past week was that WWE had an internal meeting about ticket sales. Now, they're not like in the cellar. I think they sold 38,000 out of 45,000, but they've come to a screeching halt. They're shutting down watch-alongs in Vegas, which I think is dumb. But like, of all of the things to maybe like fix some ticket sales, one, price point is certainly one of them, but there's so many places in, I don't know, just watching the product that I feel like things could get better. I certainly felt that way watching some stuff tonight, especially the women's stuff. I think there's the match between Jordynne and Jade was great, but they're chanting Dirty Dom during it. Giulia will do anything but care about her own title. Like there's so many holes on the women's side to get into. But yeah, creative, it feels like we've just been, the backstage segments were asked tonight too. I'm sorry. Like nobody talks like this other than Cody's. I thought Cody sounded like a human being, but they're arguing over hyphens, and R-Truth is telling Wilson he's got camel toe. I'm like, what year is it, man?
Listen, to tackle what you said from top to bottom, I'm sure it's creative's problem and not $20,000 tickets. WWE, I really feel like the things you worry about are not the problem. That's number one. No watch-alongs. I'm sorry, I'm broke. Yo, I'm sorry, I'm broke. The economy's in the shitter right now. Maybe go talk to your pal, Mr. Orange, since you seem to be up in there every day and you want people to show up to your shows. I'm broke. I got 3 jobs. I'm broke. I'm still broke with 3 jobs. I'm broke, okay? I cannot afford $300 in the nosebleeds, and then I got to get a hotel, and then I got to get tickets, and that's $300 for one day, and then I can't go to a watch-along, because it's one thing, there's professional WWE snitches, and then there's also, like, the threat of if you don't do what we say, we're TKO, and now you're not going to have your UFC license, and that's more of a nail in the coffin than WWE, which I think is crap. I think you're greedy about the wrong things, bro. Listen, I saw the Royal Rumble seats. We all seen the Royal Rumble seats. The inner bowl, filth. The outer bowl, lights. So I thought tonight was good. I don't know. I'm immature.
I like it when people like wrestling. I do think that they're picking the wrong fight on the watch along thing. I don't think anybody's debating between going to a bar and spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on going to the show itself. Like, that is not the debate people are having. You're just shutting down pockets of excitement, I think. I don't think that's like eating into your ticket sales the way you think it does. Like, someone I know said today that they're just trying to go to a random ass Raw in Texas and they spent $500 on 2 tickets when you throw in parking and stuff. And then you throw on Mania, you throw on Vegas. I also said on Tuesday, and I'll just reiterate here, I think maybe there's like an underestimating part of this of a lot of people choose WrestleMania as their big vacation for the year. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to choose to go to the same city 2 years in a row. That's just not how that works. Like, people will build vacations around WrestleMania because they're also like, the tourism thing works. They're like, oh, New Orleans one year? Hell yeah, let's do that. Like, New Jersey the next year, I can go do stuff in the city. Like, people appreciate the variety of that, and you ran the same city back, and it's an expensive city on top of that. So I just think that that is I'm gonna use some really strong language here, and I hate to say it, but I think it's silly.
No, I agree. As someone who lives in an expensive city, Vegas is astronomically expensive, and just a hotel for the 2 days for that weekend, you're looking at least $2,000. At least. And that's by yourself. Imagine you go with some friends, and then there's food, there's travel. If you're coming from the East Coast, and then I have to spend at least $300. And that's to high five or tickle Jesus's feet, $300. And if I want to get closer, I have to spend anywhere for another $1,000. So that's already $3,000. Again, I don't know where you think that money's coming from. Rent in most places is $1,400 for fucking a studio. Bro, like, y'all worried about the wrong things. You think people won't show up? Like I'd rather go and see meet and greets and merch, something I could afford, than go to a watch along bar. But I cannot personally afford $1,000, $2,000 to have a comfortable seat, and then the drinks in the place is $70
for weak drinks, probably too. But I remember Sean saying this on the AEW side about like billionaire blinders, and he didn't mean it from the ticket price perspective. AEWs are pretty fair, but from how long the show goes, he was like, I think Tony Khan like lives in his Tony Khan world, which is jam-packed, running like multiple sports franchises, right? But like he doesn't have to necessarily like get up and go to work the next day with his kids, like maybe the same way that a traditional parent would, or he doesn't have to take public transportation that has a stop time. Like, so when you're thinking in terms of operating a wrestling show, those things come into play. Jersey got screwed with that at a WrestleMania because NJ Transit runs on union time and they went over by like an hour. So there's all these little things that I think people have blinders to. I think WWE is extremely tone deaf to the economic state of things right now. And part of it is because they've been coasting off of full houses for a while. 38,000 tickets is not something to sneeze at here. Like I'm not trying to pretend that they're selling poorly, but if they're like, gee, why didn't it sell out? Well, the state of the product's not that great, and the state of the country is rough right now, and the state of the economy is rough right now. So it's tricky. And Anthony Velasquez says it right here. If I could afford it, I would take my time and try and go to Mania, but it's too expensive, and I'm fine watching it at home. That's the other thing. We're talking about nosebleed seats. Like, I enjoy having a good view of wrestling.
Yeah, that's the other thing. After going to a bunch of events, it's not the same as, unless you're with your friends, it's a fun experience. But if you're there and you're in the nosebleeds, especially if you're in the nosebleeds, you're going to want to be with your friends. And not everyone's pockets is like that, especially if you've got kids, you're in college, or you've got like big responsibilities, big obligations, a car note.
Sure.
More than anything, it is just so much money. Vegas is an expensive city. And a place like New Orleans, I've only ever been once. And while it's a city, it's a walkable city, it's also really inexpensive. You know, all things considered, it's really inexpensive. I don't know where they think people are getting this money from. Every fandom has whales, yes, but the economy, look at the state of it. Just look at the state of it.
And like the creative just doesn't feel as precious this time around, right? Like we already saw CM Punk in a main event at WrestleMania. We don't have John Cena here. Like there's not, the scarcity is not built in the same way either. But Tim McFall is saying, hello, ladies. I'm back to not watching WWE because it's been poopy. Fair enough. Plus, I get all the disappointment I need from my love life. Oh, Tim, not here. It's all love for you here. Much like TKO, I blame Triple H and the creative team for all my problems too. Hey, sometimes you need a scapegoat like in life. I like to make Sean mine. Like, I just like to blame Sean for things. Everybody else does, and I actually get to work for him, so I'll just blame
legitimately Sean. Be blaming, like, if something bad happens in my house, I'll just be like, this is what we do, I guess. That's what we do. That's what we do.
It's what we do. AW King says, hey, ladies, thanks for being great. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you, but we've got some great things to talk about. We've got some not as great things to talk about, but Cresta's in a great mood. I'm a little of a roller coaster with this one. I'm a little up and down. But let's dig into it because we have Tiffany Stratton returning to open the show. She opens and says that her time away and declaring the Royal Rumble, or she's declaring that she's going to win Elimination Chamber. And she says that the women's title misses her. Very Tiffy thing to say. And Nia Jax and Lash Legend interrupt. Lash claims that Tiffany got lucky last week, and Rhea and Io Sky come out to shut it down and challenge them. And that leads right into this title match. Quick note, I'm going to run through the match a little bit here too. I am like a perv for when wrestling segments dovetail. I don't know what it is, but when everything just flows into each other, I'm just such a happy viewer for some reason. Sometimes they overdo it, but like this was nice. This had some fluidity to it. This does end in no contest, but this actually felt like the women came to fight, which is my number one complaint about WWE programming, TV programming across the board, is it doesn't feel like anybody's fighting for anything, like on the whole. I believe it with Drew. Roman and Punk is to be seen. They certainly made a lot of headway with the one promo that they had. There's a lot of stuff that feels like it's paint by numbers, or like I don't feel it. Today, these women went out and they kicked each other's asses, and they made me feel it. I don't know what we're getting at WrestleMania with the women's tag title picture. It's a very crowded division. Are we going to get some crazy ass ladder match? I'm not sure. But we got some spots in this, man. We got Io and her crucifix driver to counter Nia Jax in this. We had Rhea's Hurricane Rana and Satellite DDT. We had Lash shoving Rhea into a pin here and Lash ramming Io into the post here. I thought Lash looked really, really strong in this. And there's been like a lot of chatter online about like, I don't know how much Lash is going to maybe need Nia in the long run. Like, she looks actually more comfortable on the main roster, I feel like, than she did in NXT toward the end of her run. Part of it is the consistent reps for sure. But there's destruction after this. Io suicide crossbody through the table on Nia. We have Lash tackling Rhea through the barricade. Pandemonium, Cresta. I tell you, everybody's laid out here. This was just like, they knew it was a non-finish, so these women went out and were like, we're going to beat the crap out of each other to make everybody feel something. And I respect the hell out of that. What did you think of Tiffany's promo and the way that worked itself into this first match?
Okay, Tiffany Stratton, this gear. Oh, man, that little red outfit. Everyone was in their Valentine. It looked so good.
Lash's gear too. I loved the Valentine's gear. She looked so cute.
Everybody's Valentine's Day gear looked good to everybody. I will say in WWE, the men included, has changed their name to Solid because they do be dressing. Everybody has looked really good as of late. Okay, I'm not gonna complain about that because Lash and Nia's gear. Oh my God, Jade's gear. Let me not turn to Victory Bell just quite as yet. I thought it was fun. I'm not a super Tiffy fan, even though she has my shoot name. You know, I'm here for a little Tiffy time. But you know what? I guess I'm gonna let it rock. This tag match, I was like, okay, whatever. I know, whatever. The Bougie Bullies are gonna lose. But this match was a match. These girls are fighting. I was into it. The crowd was into it. Disappointed that there was a DQ. Don't understand why. It kind of there was too much Hell in a Cell, so we had to call it off, and it pissed me off because this match was really, really good. They were beating the crap out of Io. Io, I don't want to say she didn't deserve it because if you don't pin her down, Io's going to zip, zop, boop, bop, and you're going to be beat up. Lash Legend, the bundles tonight, the hair was touching her butt. None of the hair was out of place. But also, she looked amazing this match. Like, well, there's going to be a time where there's going to be Lash Legend versus Bianca Belair. And I can't wait because I saw what I saw when she was in TNA doing her tag team with Mara Sade. And I see it again here and I can't wait because there's something in there. And once it's out, it's over for you hoes. I'm sorry. It's over. It's over. I can't wait. I can't wait. This match was fine. My complaint was why you like the DQ. Sure. I guess the ring, not the match. I'm sorry. I guess the titles don't change hands. And I think the ref you suck chants were deserved. I'm so sorry. I know it's not the ref's fault. You know.
It's a little bit.
What?
A little bit.
In the fave. Yeah. In the fave. Yeah. Deep in the fave. But overall, the match was fine. I think that there was a better way to end it. Or, you know, the Bougie Bullies could lose clean. They're bad guys. They don't care. As soon as they lose, they no-sell the finish and then fight them again. We could have got to the ending without doing this match or having someone lose clean. I don't think it would hurt Nia or Lash to lose, especially Nia. Come on now.
Especially to Rhea and Io. Like, those are two of the very, very best talent that they have. Greg Cherry saying, I've literally bought floor seats to Dynamite for like $125 and I got tickets to Full Gear for less than $100. Probably going to go to Double or Nothing for about that. Still less for those shows than it would have been at Mania. Yeah. I think AEW, their houses are filling back up, and I think that's a really good sign. I think the product is better. I think they've adjusted their venue expectations to be better, and I think they are promoting, but I know they are because I actually see ads when they're around now. Their strategy around live houses have gotten better. One thing that they've done well is they have made the price points accessible, and that's really important. Because if you're going to be the alternative wrestling brand, you have to have an entry point that matches that. I also will say, like, they used to do this thing where they would give you half off if you waited super late. And while I appreciate the late push, that's a really dumb strategy because then everybody's going to wait until last minute. Like, if you do that habitually, everybody's going to wait till last minute to buy tickets, and then your houses are going to suck. And that happened. So I think that's a really good, healthy thing for AEW. I think WWE is going to have to come down to earth a little bit. There was a while where they didn't. Like, they were selling out literally every show, white hot for like 2 years. And now it's a little bit cooler of a product. You have John Cena gone, AJ Styles gone, right? Like, I think you have to be realistic about the fact that, like, these price points are going to have to come down, or they're going to have to get used to not selling out. One of the two things will happen. Yeah. Which is okay. Which is okay. It's actually good. It means people can afford to go to shows if you do that. But let's keep moving along this episode of SmackDown. We see a couple of other chats that we will sprinkle in here as we get to more of our wrestling and more women's action, which it seems to be is driving.
There's a lot of women's action tonight.
There was, which is that I will say there was some matches that did not need to be as long as they were tonight. One thing that's nice about the 3-hour time frame is we get usually more women's and tag matches as a result of it. They could still do a lot better in how they utilize those 3 hours, but they do at least assign a lot of the time to the right things that are underserved on a 2-hour show. So that makes me happy. But we've got Cody backstage, and he is in control of his emotions is the story here. He says he's 2 matches away from main eventing WrestleMania. He's not going to let his emotions get in the way. And I feel like, for the most part, like we've got Kazoo saying here, I love Super Cody so effing much. We had someone saying Cody Hogan in the chat before, which felt a little out of pocket. But this archetype in general is not my thing. Cody's very good at it. And this time around, I've said it before, like, he's been so much more commanding from his second reign on. I still feel like they could have utilized him as a champion better, as far as like making new talent and pushing new stars and things like that. But like, I like Cody evolving as he's gotten smarter in WWE. Like, I like that he was like, I'm not going to let my emotions get the best of me when I have an opportunity to get my title back, hinging on that kind of thing. So I like Cody being smart. I like faces being smart. I like faces having friends. I like people wanting to like the baby faces of the company. Like, I appreciate that he is a little smarter this time around. And that kind of continued with this promo tonight, which those things I appreciate about this. What did you think of what we got from Cody here? It was a quick in and out, but effective.
I'm glad you got all that, because I literally wrote, what the fuck is Cody talking about? Like, I was trying to follow along. I don't even remember what he said. I feel like he was like, I was at the highest of the highs, and I'm going to go through the mountains, and we're in Von Erich Town, and I wouldn't bet against me. I'm like, what are you even... Listen, ever since Cody was like, I'm going to show you why they call me Raheem. If this is Cody's black card, it was funny. It was funny until you said something. And now it's no longer funny. And if I catch you, when I catch you, Ricky, when I see you, Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky. That being said, I'm still confused as to what Cody said in this promo. He was just yapping. I like to yap too. So I was like, maybe he just wanted to yap. He wanted to do his little preacher thing, and he did. He preached. I couldn't tell you what it was about. I'm glad you got it.
Well, he's always going to have cheap pop line in there. He's gonna drop the Von Erichs when they're in Texas. You know what I mean? Like he's always gonna get one of those in there. But the story with Drew has been so centered around like, can Cody keep his emotions in check? And I think this little segment was just, yes, I can. So that obviously comes into play later in the main event, which Drew McIntyre tells us how it's going to end before the main event even happens. But we got a lot of show to talk about before we even get that there. So keep those super chats and humper chats coming. We have this U.S. title scene absolutely imploding, and I didn't love this because I feel like the U.S. title open challenge has been the most exciting thing on SmackDown. We are getting these awesome matches. I do understand the need to break up a series of those things, and I do understand that the U.S. title should be establishing who's in the mid card. So I appreciated that they sent out a bunch of guys who were like, this is your mid card. A 10-man tag, though. Like you got Carmelo calling out Ilya because he made a promise to Ilya that he was going to honor with this. Solo comes out with the Goon Squad. We get this big brawl. Apollo Crews comes out. Nice to see him back. Matt Cardona comes out. He probably had his peak in WWE the first time around with that U.S. title, so that makes sense. And Shinsuke comes out. Nick Aldis says, wow, what energy from all you fellas. Let's make a 10-man tag. So, Ilya Nakamura, Cruz, Cardona, and Hayes versus Solo, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, JC Mateo, and Tala Tonga. And this is just a signature move parade that happens. There was a spot in here where it looked like Cardona might have gotten hurt. I hope it's not the case. He just looked like a little bit off at one point in this. If I see anybody else no sell chops from Ilya Dragunov, much less Tonga frickin' Loa, I'm gonna lose my shit. Like Tonga Loa of all people no selling these chops. There was like a report that, not like a report, but we had reported, I guess, and I think our rumor roundup last week or whatever, that like Brock no sold Ilya's chops during the Rumble, and there was a segment of fans that were happy about that. And when Sean reached out to a couple talent about it, they sent the eye roll emoji back because, like, of course. I don't like when Brock does it. He's at least Brock Lesnar. Tonga Loa just no selling Ilya's chops. Get out of town and take a bus. Like, absolutely.
Get out of town and take the bus.
Solo team wins here. Tama Tonga hits the cutthroat on Hayes. Why Hayes is the one taking the pin is also bewildering to me. But this was all to set up the Wyatt Six appearing in the crowd and doing nothing and leaving. Why is your U.S. champion the one taking a pin in a freaking 10-man?
So
to set up Solo and him? Like, you can set up matches without pinning your champions. Like, is the playbook this freaking shallow, Cresta? I don't know.
You could do a DQ for a title match, but in a non-title 5-10-man smosh, where Apollo Crews, who I forgot is still gainfully employed there, was there, you had your U.S. champion take a pin? All right, so like, we're horsing around. This match was fine, I guess. You know, like it was something I felt like to keep the fans happy. That's okay too. I think that's important. But to pin Carmelo Hayes, especially again after you just did a too much Hell in a Cell DQ ass finish, you could have just did it here. But no, now you want to take a stance.
I was not.
I don't know.
Here for these endings.
I don't know. Matt Cardona is also incredibly tan. Like
there are a couple of alarming tans in wrestling right now, and I would say Matt Cardona was on the list, but I don't know.
It's so alarming that I don't know if it's bad or if it's good or if I just don't understand greatness and a god is looking at me and my eyes are burning. I don't understand. He's very tan. Like he's tan. And not even like bad tan. He's just
He looks like he got
like,
out of a tanning booth 5 minutes before the segment. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that kind of tan where I'm like, I feel like you just finished tanning.
He's
Anthony
always
Velasquez saying Melo shouldn't have taken the pin, but I think Tama Tonga gets the next shot at the U.S. title, so that's why they did it. It's a stupid way to do it. I agree with your chat. That was not a shot at the chat. Like, I understand the mentality behind it. I think it's a really dumb way to go about business, especially the 10-man. He could have easily pinned somebody else in that match. There's other ways to navigate to.
Bro, Ilya Dragunov could have taken that pin. Respectfully, Apollo Crews, Matt Cardona, out of everybody in that match, Carmelo Hayes should not have taken that pin. The ref should have took the pin. I don't know. Like, that's ridiculous. Ref should have taken the pin. I don't know.
I'll tell you what. These match endings aren't great. And if your match endings aren't great, if your matches are maybe a little too short, you might need Blue Chew Gold, okay, fellas? Because you know what time it is. It's time to level up. And Blue Chew just dropped something crazy. I'm talking next level championship belt gold-plated energy in the house, okay? Blue Chew Gold is the newest innovation from the #1 chewable ED brand. It's not your grandpa's blue little pill. It's not your grandpa's jagged little pill, Alanis Morissette style either. No, this is a 4-in-1 beast that is setting the gold standard for performance. We're talking 2 ingredients for blood flow to keep that rocket pumping, mixed with apomorphine and oxytocin to turn up the arousal and connection in your brain and body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves under your tongue and it works in as little as 15 minutes. That means you can get it on quicker and stay in the match longer. You get elevation without hesitation. This is peak passion and peak performance in a single tablet. So I don't know if you're hosting a 10-man in there, but either way, if it's 1-on-1 or a 10-man, you don't want to be caught with anything less than your best performance, okay? So make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. We've got a special deal for listeners, 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with the code FIGHTFUL. That's promo code FIGHTFUL. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and more important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast. There you go.
This is a family show, but I will say it's not our jobs to teach your children about sexual education. So
it's true. It's true. There's you can learn about that on BlueChew.com, I'm sure as well. Like these are the realities of how bodies work. That's all. That's what's up.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
Tim McVow saying, Kate, did you learn nothing from KO? Raheem is the heel. I'll tell you what. KO, I'm always on the side of, so anybody facing him is the heel for me.
I agree.
In that feud, I felt like he was justified to the point where Cody was the heel. As far as the Raheem aspect, I will refer back to SP3's rant on that entire promo.
I wish I was here for that, but at the same time, I don't wish I was here for that.
Honestly, like he was, I felt like very measured in his perspective on it, because he was like, it was a funny line in the moment, and then when you pull the lens back, he kind of laid out what he felt like was a problem with it, and I felt like he was incredibly fair. I thought we were gearing up for like an SP3 like rant proper, but he was very measured, almost disappointing, to be honest.
Dang. I like it when people take a joke. I don't like it when people take the joke and then say it in front of mixed company, because then some people take it and then it's a whole nother horse of another color. And I think that's the largest issue with it. In isolation, sure, it's funny, but then there are some people who don't think Black people are people. So,
I was actually gonna mention later on that like it is Black History Month, and WWE doesn't really acknowledge it a ton, but like we do around Fightful. And if there was anything that you wanted to talk about with it, I did want to open up the floor to allow the space to do so, because I don't think hearing a white girl talk about it is necessarily the perspective that matters, especially when I do thankfully have an incredible, wonderful Black woman as a co-host. And we like SP3 was also here last week. So there's people that can certainly speak to this better than me on SmackDown post shows. If there's anything that you wanted to talk about in regards to it, like I did want to leave space for that for sure.
I will say this. I'm a professional first, but I'm a cynic always. And the things I have to say, I don't think our Fightful audience necessarily wants to hear that from me. And I don't think Shaw wants me to say that on air. But I have jokes. I have tons of jokes. I have tons of jokes. I have tons of jokes because if I take it seriously, I'm not going to enjoy wrestling. To just give you some of my thoughts. No, as a matter of fact, I'll tell you off air. I'll tell you all that. I like this job. I like this job. The thoughts I have on WWE is like, you like black people, but you don't like black people. Paul Mooney made that joke. Everybody want to be an N-word until it's time to be an N-word. And sometimes I see that in WWE, and that's okay too. I know what I'm watching. Like, I know if I watch TNA, somebody gonna get bit and kicked in the dick. That's TNA. That's what they do. If I watch AEW, somebody's bleeding. It doesn't matter who it is. It might be Tony Schiavone, but somebody's bleeding. I just know what to expect. And man, the jokes I have, I don't want to get fired. But yeah, Black History.
I got more employed today. I'm not also trying to get less employed at the same time. I can respect
gainfully
that.
employed.
I can respect that. Well, a great job saying something without saying anything. I can appreciate that too. Certainly too. Guys, get in those super chats and humper chats. We're going to continue along our episode of Smackdown here. We got a triple threat elimination chamber qualifier between Alexa Bliss, Giulia, and Zelina Vega, because God forbid Giulia give a shit about her own U.S. title. I'm so sick of this. She's in tag matches. Later, she pulls up to Rhea and Io and just freaks out and then walks off screen. Like, let me just real quick interrupt you on screen, crash out, and then leave. When I am a singles title holder is some of the dumbest use of TV time I have seen in a while. My God. I didn't think this was the best match. Alexa wins it. There's an avalanche butterfly suplex from Giulia in this. There's a double walkover blockbuster from Alexa in this. We get the twisted Bliss blocked with the knees. We get Sister Abigail DDT from Alexa to win here. Giulia is best when she's in there with other hoopers that are like a little in-ring wise, like matched to her style maybe and level maybe, if that's okay to say. I don't appreciate that Zelina is just now Alistair's husband. Like, I understand cohesion with wanting the entrances to be similar, the same, and just taking her entire personality away. I think that kind of sucks. And the other thing is, if you're going to do an angle where you join two people to be a power couple, the booking has to then support it. They're just losers that lose together now instead of losers that lose individually now. And I think that's a really dumb thing. If you're like, the secret ingredient that's been missing, and the secret ingredient is like a mailbox instead of a cooking ingredient, like, that's not going to make your meal better. This is so, so stupid. Unfortunately, the in-ring chemistry just wasn't there to me. Maybe you saw something I didn't. But, like, I just think if you're going to pivot these two together, you have to have booking that supports them as an act. And I feel like they were just like, Zelina, you're just an extension of Alistair and you're nothing else now, which sucks because she was like, at one point, a U.S. champion that they did nothing with. She was like very allowed to be proud of her heritage at points in this. She was an amazing manager that was a mouthpiece. And now it feels like they took all the agency away from her. And again, I completely get wanting cohesion between her and Alistair for this. But, like, to me, it just felt like, oh, so she just is the same. Like, there's no differentiator. But anyway, this was not my favorite. I thought it was pretty obvious that Alexa was going to win. We did have Charlotte Flair bringing Alexa roses for Valentine's Day, which, all right. But what did you think of this match? You're like Zelina stand number one. So maybe you had a different interpretation of this entrance, or maybe you agree. It was very polarizing. People were like, this is awesome, or felt like I did. It felt like.
I'm going to get into an SP3 rant, so I apologize.
I never apologize. Let's go.
I'm going to start off with the funniest part is that this whole match, everyone was under at least 5 feet. This was a plankton-ass match, and I lived for it. I live for a plankton-ass match, okay? I love it when the small girls be doing sports rogs for my sports entertainment. I love a plankton-ass match, all right? That's... When they said Zelina Vega was in this match, I was happy. But then when they said Alexa Bliss and Giulia, I was like, oh, so you got my girl out here to take the pin. I see what you're doing. You're scumbags for that. And you will pay for your crimes, Hunter. You're not funny. I never see Zelina do anything. And then when Zelina shows up, she's losing. Listen, I'm a #1 Zelina fan. And people call her a loser because she's always losing. How come? How come? And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Benito Bowl was just Sunday. The Boricuas are up. And this is how you going to do her? This is how you gonna do her? To quote Flavor of Love, to quote New York, so is why you bring me back, Flav? To open up the same wound, Flav? Why you bring me back? Why do you keep doing this to her? You don't want to give her anything of, you took away her. I didn't even know she had theme music, but I know this is not it. What happened? Yeah. What happened? What happened? What happened? And then you get mad when people critique your women's division. I could not believe it. It's almost like you don't care. You got Giulia, like Kate said, defending every championship except her own. And then when you do, you only care about it when Chelsea Green is in there. Bro, not Chelsea Green doing to the women's U.S. title what R-Truth did to the 24/7 title. Y'all don't care about it unless it's on them. And then when they do get it, you definitely don't care about it. What are we doing? What's happening here? I thought the match itself was fine. I don't like how they doing my girl Zelina, always point blank period. And I agree with Kate. If both of these guys, her and Alistair together, like, I'm going to get in your mind, even if they're losing, she not even Brian Pillman it, just being crazy, being a hater like Drew. Same for Alistair. Even if you're going to lose, you're not even going to be a hater like Drew. You're not out there costing people's matches. Not to quote Death Row, but you're not in the back dancing all up in people's videos, taking 20. You're not doing none of that. Hunter, one day you're going to see me and you're going to press me like I thought you was going to say something, Cresta. And I'll be like, you know what? Actually, I am. How come you keep doing Zelina Vega like that? What did she do to you? What did she do to you? Now don't call security. Don't call security because I'm asking you, okay? What did she do to you? What was she cooking you in the back? I know us Bronx girls are spicy. I know us girls from New York are spicy. Was she cooking you in the back? What did she do to you, bro? Because very respectfully, and I'm not going to name names, but there are other people who y'all book around who the ability, so I don't understand. I don't understand. There are other power couples who you give way more respect to. Let them be a power couple. And if you want them to lose, there's a story to do there. Get in people's minds. Start tricking them. Steal stuff. You'll pay for your crimes one day, Hunter. One day. I'm going to get you.
Me Norvis is here for the Cresta rants. I love this. I'm going to use that term for the rest of my life. The plankton ass match, I think, is what that was in regards to.
I love Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Zelina Vega, Jordynne Grace. That's some plankton ass matches, bro. I love a plankton ass match. Johnny Gargano unfortunately falls in plankton ass matches. Love. Don't kick me. But Jonathan Gresham.
You're a hater, though.
I am a hater. But
yeah.
I love a plankton ass match. Listen, sometimes Jonathan Silver used to be a plankton ass match, and I love a plankton ass match.
Sure. Meet Over says, I'm happily single for February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to those who celebrate. Shall we crank? What has happened with my special boy, Royce Keys? I worry. He worked a dark match for some weird ass reason today. I don't get it.
Happy Black History Month.
He debuts in the Rumble. He's not on TV last week, and I was like, oh, well, maybe they're trying to stagger the builds between him and Obafemi because I could understand them being very similar. Of like, they're just going to squash people for a little bit until their WrestleMania opponent kind of appears, right? But then today, Royce Keys working a dark match is like,
Kate, you know what?
Why aren't WrestleMania tickets selling? Because you aren't following up on like the most basic shit in the world. Like, what are we doing?
I think you're thinking too big brand. They're gonna wait till the Hurt Syndicate starts doing stuff, and then they're gonna put Oba and him together and make competition, and then they're gonna unearth Apollo Crews again and like, look over here, guys.
What would they call that group? What would they be named?
Well, they can't do the Hurt Business. I know it's going to be the Dirt
Pain
Business,
LLC?
whatever it is. Pain LLC? Pain, attorney at law.
ESQ.
Esquires of Pain. Not authors of pain, crucially.
Esquires of Pain is so funny.
Wait, we could do like Acolytes Protection Pain Protection Agency. Open my door.
There you go. Okay.
Listen, they're not going to take my ideas. I said Powerhouse Paul.
I said electricity dwelling. I thought that was the way we were going to go with Powerhouse, but they went with Royce Keys instead, which is fair. He's
fair.
Has a lot of sentimental attachment to that name. I went electricity dwelling, but
Powerhouse Paul. It just fits. So many P's.
It does. It does. Guys, get in your super chats, get in your humper chats. We're working our way through SmackDown. I'll tell you who's over as hell, man. Is Trick Williams. This dude arrived on the main roster a year after he should have, probably. If you watch me and Alex, you know we've been like, and now Trick goes to the main roster for like a year. Alex and I are famously horrendous at call-up predictions, though. We're like multiple times have been a full year off. But he has so much charisma packed into one person, and it's so specifically his. I say this all the time. Like, you are an artist as a wrestler when you find the thing that's unrepeatable about you, and then you lean into that and you hone it and you evolve it. And I feel like Trick found that very early, and I think he has a very specific alley on the main roster. And he's also like week over week doing like more assertively, more confidence. Tonight he was just so like present in who he was, and he didn't even say like a ton. This is not someone who needs a 20-minute like mic segment to drive impact home. He just like has kind of taken over in his own way, and I love it. I'm so happy for him, because like there's a point of diminishing returns in NXT when you've done everything there is to do, and then like the only thing there is to do is for people to like start to hate on you. And people like to pretend that he's not that good in the ring. And he is. He's not like, there's one AJ Styles in the world, right? Like, yeah. There's one Will Ospreay in the world, but he's really good. And people like to make up that he's not, because they start looking for things to pick at when it's like, well, why aren't you on the main roster yet? They make things up. And like, Trick is very good in the ring. That's just not true about Trick. But he comes out, he roasts Sami Zayn a little bit, and then Rey Fenix interrupts, and we get another really, really, really good match between the two of them. I don't know what the hell they're doing with Rey Fenix at all. Like, why they won't just pair him with his brother when the tag divisions both desperately need tag teams. I'll never understand. But the matches with Trick are great. Like, Trick kind of basing for Rey a little bit, and Rey Fenix just being like freakishly athletic. Like, I think he's actually part cat, the way that he lands and moves with things. Rey, I think, looked phenomenal tonight. Trick definitely held his own too. Like, that's not to take anything away from him, but like there just feels like there are some things that Rey Fenix can do in WWE that not anybody else can really do. Like, he's very, very, very good at the things that he does. There was a tiger feint kick in this that was really outstanding. There was this frog splash near fall that was really good. The insane double stomp from the post, I think, is what everybody was like blown away by here. But the trick shot finish to win it was really good. These two just have good chemistry, and Trick is really just blossoming in front of our eyes on the main roster. And I love to see that. This was a lot of fun here. what did you think about Trick and Ray?
Honestly, the problem with Trick, I've always said, is that he's a cool heel. So you can never really hate him. But that is what's part of his superpower. I think it comes off as authentic. I know who Trick is. I know a Trick just like Javon Evans. I know these guys. I grew up with these guys. These guys are always talking. They always got something to show. And man, have you ever seen Scared Straight, Kate?
Yes.
You remember? Do you remember the line where the person was like, "Oh, and I know I was waiting for you at the door. I don't even know why you think you that cute. Your hair's uneven. You look dusty." That's exactly what Trick Williams did to Sami Zayn. He said, "Not Mr. Can't get the job done. You ain't comb your hair in weeks. Your breath smells like bounce that ass." The way that my friends legit use that term for free, Trick Williams is a menace to society, and he is that little razzle-dazzle WWE needs. He looks like $1 million. He's all the best parts of Booker T. He's all the best parts of The Rock. He's all the best parts of Farouk. He's all the best parts of every freaking body. He looks like $1 million. He's the worst compliment. Oh, man. He's $1 million. Ray Fenix, they need to put him with his brother because this is ridiculous. I don't know what we're doing with him because you're not pushing him. He's not an enhancement, very respectfully. I don't understand. I don't understand. And like you said, the tag team division is a ghost town. It's yuck. It's jokes. What are we doing? Penta and Ray, but then again, you have to make them champion. Who's tag champions now? The MFTs? Who are fighting in multi-man matches?
Yeah. Is the MFTs after the back and forth with the Wyatt Six.
They're not real champions.
Man, but unfortunately, there's just no heat in that because that feud didn't really click and then went on very, very long.
I don't even know how the feud got as far as it did, if I'm being honest with you, because the Wyatt Six should have, y'all kidnapped the Miz for free. I would have kidnapped those guys. I'm sorry. They already dressed like ghosts. We would have had an Ookum Spookum. We would have definitely had a Matt Hardy ultimate deletion match because that's where that's heading. But I don't understand. And even with the MFTs, you know what? I'll wait to tell you off air. I'm just saying the way you dressed and the way that you're acting, two different things. Just let Solo tell jokes and knock it off.
Man, today we got like a little taste of like sarcastic Solo in that Ted man. And I was just like, this is who he is. Just let him be this. Like, it's great. To your point about Trick being the cool heel, I don't mind the cool heel thing. I mind when there's like 8 of them. And that's WWE's problem to me right now is I think Trick's maybe the best at this archetype, but they have too many cool heels walking around and not enough people that you're just supposed to hate. We did get this chat from Braun Wagner. I think that's a Von Wagner shot. Saying, could we perhaps get Orton versus Black at Mania? I feel like Orton and Gunther is the way to go. Legend killer versus like career killer.
I don't think so yet. You think that soon?
I mean, he put out Goldberg. He put out Cena. He put out AJ.
I would like to say that when Randy retires, that would be the penultimate. But I think there's a few more. I wouldn't do Randy versus Gunther right now unless you have Gunther planning to lose and then eventually retire Randy. I would stay away from that just right now.
Who do you have Randy Orton facing at Mania then? Or
why Randy Orton got to be at Mania?
Ooh, okay. You're gonna leave Randy Orton off the Mania card, damn right.
I mean, Obafemi here. Carmelo Hayes is your U.S. champion. Giulia is your U.S. champion. You got tag champions that could be defended. You have who else is you still got Jade Cargill. She's still your champion, so you still got to do something with her. You still got Drew, Cody. There's a whole. What I'm trying to say is that very respectfully to Randy Orton. We don't need someone who's been to WrestleMania 15 times. You've already been to Disney World, girl. Let some of the underprivileged kids go to Disney World. I'm sure he'll make his way onto the card, but do we need Randy Orton? I feel like Randy Orton's one of those people like, shit, what do we do? Randy Orton. And Randy's like, I got you. I get to beat up people for money. Great. So I see Gar KO, and that kind of popped me. But listen, y'all know how I feel about Johnny Gargano.
I do know how you feel about Johnny Gargano.
But Gar KO
I think
is
I have
kind of
it.
funny.
Randy Orton comes out and he says, last year I held an open challenge at WrestleMania. And Joe Hendry responded and I beat him in however many seconds. I'm doing the same thing because I had such good luck last year. And who comes back? Kevin Owens comes back to challenge Randy Orton. Because I need Kevin Owens back and I miss him so much that I'm just going to start fantasy booking him into everything because I miss him. I miss him so much, Cresta. I miss him being on the show. I miss his presence. I miss him making everything feel important. I miss when he's funny. I miss when he's serious. I miss when he's face. I miss when he's heel. I miss when he's in this tag team. I miss when he doesn't know if he loves Sami Zayn or not. I miss when he's a champion. I miss when he's champion adjacent. I miss Kevin Owens so much.
No one, honestly, I love it when you manifest. Let's manifest together.
Thank you. We're manifesting that.
Zelina Vega will be your women's champion. I don't care if she has to Brian Pillman shoot somebody. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh, man. Let's keep working on through. Let's get to this women's championship match. Because this, I think, might be Jade Cargill's best main roster match. Definitely top 2 or top 3. Jordynne Grace looked great in this. And I think what we unlocked with Jade Cargill tonight is pacing and ring awareness always seem to be kind of her Achilles heel at this point in her wrestling career. And I think when she's moving around in there with another powerhouse that's as professional as Jordynne Grace, not to take anything away from Jade, but I feel like it gave her just a little more assertiveness and a little bit more comfort because she was working at someone with a similar pace to her. I will say this. Going into this, I saw a statistic. I did not fact check it. And guys, I don't know if you know this, but sometimes the internet is incorrect about things.
No way.
Since showing up to WWE, Jordynne Grace is 0-7 going into this match in title matches.
But
that
why?
Is bad. And then after tonight, she would obviously be 0-8. Personally, what I would love is to see Jordynne Grace qualify for Elimination Chamber, make her way back to Jade, and beat Jade at Mania. I think that could be a really, really cool muscle mommy story. I think they had the best chemistry of anybody that Jade has worked with tonight, unless Bianca Belair is ready to come back, because that's your story. Like Bianca Belair winning Elimination Chamber after being gone for, at that point, my God, 10 months. And where we left off with the Naomi, Jade, Bianca triangle, like there's multiple ways you could do that. You could come back and say, like, Jade, you're not the woman that you were when I left. Like, what is this attitude kind of thing? Or you could have Bianca playing on those dynamics. Like, there's so many ways that you can go about that. So Anthony Velasquez saying, who do you think Jade faces at Mania? For me, it has to be Stratton at this point. Not sure Jordynne is getting another shot. I am tired of seeing Jade and Tiffany face each other. I think that's a very lazy way to go about it. I think you might be right. I think that's very, very possible. Tiffany looks great in Elimination Chamber matches historically. But I think I would do Bianca if she's available, Jordynne, and then Tiffany. I don't think you have to give Tiffany more of that type of a program when she was basically undefeated for a year and had a Charlotte Flair program at Mania last year. I would choose Bianca or Jordynne. What were your? Let's talk about that, and then we'll talk about this match because it was really good.
I don't know. I would say that after tonight's match, and y'all know I'll be giving Jade hell. I would have to say Jordynne. I would have to say Jordynne.
Sure.
I think that some people just bring out the best in each other, and I think tonight. Some people disagreed with me. I said, I think this was Jade's best match she's ever had, period. And people are like, no, what about her and Statlander or her and Stratton? I'm like, I don't know. I don't think Jade looked out of place. I think Jade looked incredibly strong. And I also think it wasn't against someone that was like flailing or waff, like this was against another strong muscle mommy too. At some point, I do agree that it would have to be Bianca. I think that's why Jade is holding the belt. I think there's a Jade-Bianca match. That has to be tied up. Or whenever Naomi comes back, when she's popping out, baby, oops, we love that for her. You know what I mean? So we got to wait on that. I think that's ultimately what they do. But it's kind of like, when they were, I forgot who it was. They were holding the title on somebody. I forgot what promotion it was, but somebody was injured. And because they were holding on to that title for, I feel like this is WWE or something like that. It was either like Cody or CM Punk or something like that. But because somebody was injured, it was Seth, actually. Because Seth got injured, somebody else held on to the belt for mad long. It's like, damn, I know we're waiting for so-and-so to come back, but goddamn, can you not make it so obvious? That's where I'm at with it. I'm like, okay, I get it. Jade is $1 million. She looks like $1 million, but either have her wrestle girls like Jordynne every week or just have her Goldberg it. You can't, I don't know, you can't do both and have her be your champion the way that you have her marketed. You know what I mean? So at Mania, sure. I think it has to be Bianca followed by Jade, then Stratton. But it's probably going to be Stratton, Jade. But honestly, I think if it's Stratton, Jade, I think Stratton takes it off her. But I wonder about Bianca. I wonder if there's a Mania situation there. As far as the match goes, this was the best match Jade looked like $1 million. The gear was amazing. It was giving me Sailor Moon mid-transformation magical girl. She ate that. That was so good. Jordynne, always amazing. Y'all should let her do her muscle buster here. You guys are cowards. I'm sorry. These big girls, Jordynne and the muscle buster, yeah, you guys are cowards. I gotta give Jade her flowers here. Jade, when she threw Jordynne over the timekeeper area, I was like, yo, you big bitch. Now we're like, all right, that was great. Also, I thought when that happened, like, oh, so we're getting a DQ. We're doing another messy finish. Then when that didn't happen, why the fuck do we have them out there? Just for Jade to be at the end? If you come against me, that's what I'm going to do. I was like, is she going to cash in? No, that wasn't Money in the Bank. It's why it took away from that moment, one. Two, this match in and of itself, Jade was strong enough to win on her own. Like if those are the type of matches we can do with Jade, come on now, what are we doing? For all of that, Liv and them should have DQ'd, or this could have been a backstage segment. You love doing backstage segments. You literally had R-Truth tell this man he had a camel toe. So what are we doing?
We're going to talk about that momentarily. Anthony Velasquez with this chat saying, I did not like them having Dom and Liv out there while the title match was happening. At the point, the crowd only cared about chanting Dirty Dom. Yeah, like, you know this crowd well enough to know, like, Liv is going to get a huge pop. Dom is going to get a ton of heat. The focus is not going to be on the match that's in front of them. Do I feel like they went out there to prove a point with that? Yeah, I think Jordynne and Jade got maybe a little more fueled by that and stole the focus back, which is good. But I thought it was disrespectful as hell, to be honest.
Yeah.
I get Liv being like, I haven't decided yet. I think we all, like, it feels pretty obvious she's facing Steph. It feels like whoever wins Elimination Chamber is facing Jade. Based on what's been going on Raw. But I think that was an awful decision, and I feel like it was a disservice to the two women that were in the ring. And not to mention, like, not for nothing, but Jade hasn't defended the title yet. So you're also doing this during her first, like, proper defense, if I recall correctly, which means the entire time that Tiffany Stratton was injured and came back, Jade did not defend the title. That is bad booking. Figure something out. The type of champion that she is, she should be holding an open challenge. If who she was supposed to face got hurt or whatever, like, I don't care. Hold an open challenge and send someone out there so that she defends it, because the fact that she was not defending it but was champion the entirety of Tiffany's recovery and Tiffany returned before she defended it is insane. Like, it's just, it's so lazy, and I felt so bad that match got overshadowed, especially in the beginning. But hey, they did a great job to win them back. Like, Jordynne Grace with that jackhammer near fall was amazing. Jade with the pump kick and Jaded for the win in this, but the divorce court on the floor was there. That Vader bomb off the announce desk, like, there was a lot of really good stuff in this, but it seemed like the most comfortable Jade felt in the ring in a really long time. Let's hope that consistency stays, because we've seen good performances from Jade. What we haven't seen is consistency in how those performances are strung together. So I'm hopeful that that's the next piece of the puzzle for Jade, because she's definitely a megastar in every other facet. So hopefully this in-ring momentum follows through.
And if not, that's okay too. It's professional wrestling. I'm sure if we can find something for Ms. Dad to do, we can work with Jade. That's my mindset about it. This is professional wrestling. Jeff Jarrett is 9,000 years old because he's a vampire and he's still wrestling, you know? So let's not do that, Federation. Let's not do that. So
you're bringing up JEFF. Well, I'm bringing
man.
up NORD. That's the name that we're talking about around here because we got NordVPN coming in.
If you're a wrestling fan and you're not using NordVPN, what are you doing? WWE content in its own, all with one Netflix subscription, thanks to NordVPN.com/Fightful. Right now, in order to watch Raw, SmackDown, NXT, PLEs, you need Netflix, you need CW Network, you need USA, you need Peacock for Saturday night's main event and ESPN Unlimited, or you get NordVPN.com/Fightful. Download the app. It's very easy. Pay the basic tier, just $2.98 a month it averages out to, and you can access all that WWE content with one Netflix account. Just change your virtual location, and you are set. It is a must-have for wrestling fans, especially as money gets tighter, and especially as you got to go everywhere to get wrestling content. Head over to NordVPN.com/Fightful because it's not just that feature. There's so many more that you can check out over at NordVPN.com/Fightful. We've had hundreds, if not thousands, of wonderful users report back about their great viewing experience here. NordVPN.com/Fightful.
Now, we're going to talk about this main event, but there's a reason that I saved a lot of the backstage stuff because for me, there was a common theme tonight, and that was that it was all hokey and bad and poorly written and shitty. Like, there is a point where they're fighting over basically a hyphen at one point, and all of this. Like, this was one of the worst backstage writing jobs that they've done to thread a show together in a long time. We did have Aleister Black's video where he kind of quickly says, like, he puts over Randy Orton for winning last week, but wonders what happens if Cody qualifies tonight. Zelina says that change is coming, and then obviously it didn't. But Charlotte apologized to Alexa for the Rumble incident. There's just like all this corny stuff. We get all the backstage stuff with Nick Aldis and Damian Priest and Kit Wilson and R-Truth, like a camel toe joke in 2026 from R-Truth. Like, they really just did nothing with that heel turn. And that breaks my heart because it's just like, go out and be two-dimensional. R-Truth is such a bummer after what they had with Lightning in a Bottle with him. But Kit Wilson's writing poems, and that's what he should be doing. He's very silly in this. But R-Truth responding in a poetry form about camel toe was stupid. Also, like, the idea that not wanting toxic masculinity around, well, defined in a very specific way by Kit Wilson, being something they're forcing to be a heel thing, is like, of course, that's the case. I thought it was really dumb that they had Giulia, like, hey, go up to Rhea and Io and just crash out and then go away. Like, walk into the shot, lose your mind, and then go away to try and set up something with Io for the US title. Like, these are not how human beings interact. It is one thing when Kit Wilson's that way or when Chelsea Green's that way with her broken foot because they're silly characters. But when the rest of this shit feels like an after-school special, Cresta, like, all of these were really bad to me tonight. You said that you had fun watching it, so, like, maybe it's just me, but, like, there was a lot of stuff other than, like, Cody and Sami and Ray was all right. But some of this stuff, I'm like, this is just not how human beings interact. Like, what is going on? What is in the water? And the Smackdown was my reaction to these.
The backstage promos reminded me of WWE is not a wrestling promotion. WWE is a reality TV show about a show that puts on wrestling matches occasionally. It's about a wrestling promotion. It's about a wrestling promotion. Okay? That being yeah, some of it was funny. Like, don't get me wrong. When I first saw Apollo, I was like, you still work here? And then when old boy walked off screen, Mello, they started arguing, like, no, I'm gonna win. No, I'm gonna win. I was like, all right. Then the next segment, I think after that was the R-Truth one. And I forgot which wrestler says it or which wrestler had said it. But when you do wrestling, you always want to make sure you pop the crowd, you pop the boys in the back, and you don't hurt nobody. That segment was to pop the boys in the back, and you guys ought to be ashamed of yourself. Because while I love a good poo-poo caca joke, this is like, why are we telling poo-poo caca jokes on TV? And it's not even, you got a camel toe. And if we want to talk about R-Truth, I hope I don't get fired, but I would say it. If y'all want to talk about R-Truth and this wasted heel turn, why give it to R-Truth? We could just put it on Jacob Fatu. It's the same thing. No one will know the difference, and it's more palatable. Happy Black History Month, y'all. Anyway, it's like, I don't understand. I laughed because I'm immature. Let me be clear here. I laughed. You can call me up like, hey, what's up, Cresta? And I'm gonna laugh like, wow, you're immature. Because I'm a kid. I'm a kid. I don't care. But this was a little that one was a lot. The Zelina Vega promos about change is gonna come. I hate y'all for that. You will pay for your Zelina Vega crimes. What else happened? The Alexa Bliss Charlotte Flair one was the most egregious. This is the most human you've made Charlotte Flair. This is the most people have liked her. Because people were just booing her because she had the curse of greatness. Oh no, her steak too juicy, lobster too buttery. I get it. Much like Roman, y'all forced her down our throats for a hot minute. But this is the most human you've made her. So now she's out of touch Regina George again. I know I kicked you out, so I got you a photo of me. That's Tiffany Stratton, bro. What are we doing? Her and Alexa Bliss are more friends than that. What? I don't know. Let's not do that to Charlotte, especially now when I think this is the best she's ever looked. Not well physically, yes, but like overall presentation,
yes,
ever looked like. So I think she looks great. I think everything about what Charlotte Flair is doing right now is fantastic. Except I don't like that they're doing this mean Regina George. So, like she already got hit by the bus in Mean Girls, and now she's reverting back to. I don't like that. Maybe that's just me, and I feel like the way that you progress their friendship, unless she's going to break up with her or Alexa Bliss is going to be spooky Sister Abigail, that's kind of unnecessary. Charlotte, I think, has moved past being self-centered. Let me turn my damn page. What was the last one that I was like, this too much? Oh, that MFT segment. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. You guys are just walking backstage, and then you're like, hey, you guys want to get a shot at the title. First of all, Motor City Machine Gun still work there, my boys. What have they done to my boys? You're laughing at Johnny Gargano, who's sad because Tommaso Ciampa won a whole nother title, lost the title, got a whole program, and you over here crying on a sound boom case. Yikers on bikers. Well, you guys, I'm just saying, y'all used to kidnap people. I don't know what the fuck this is. Y'all used to kidnap people. Hey, the gang banging ain't what it used to be, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, man. These segments tonight, like, if you don't think about it too hard, it's definitely carnival, but you can have fun at the carnival.
I mean, wrestling was founded at the carnival, right? Like that's
come on now.
Fun.
And if you think too hard, I don't know, go write a book or something. I don't know. I don't know, man. There were choices tonight, not ones I would have made, but there were choices.
Well said. Well said. C. Delgado saying, how was Smackdown went to TNA and was sports entertained? Ariana Grace is the new TNA Knockouts champion, so that's all I saw from that.
All right, you guys have a
Danny Luna came out to do what? Was my understanding. That's
why would you piss me off like this? Yo, I don't even want to do the rest of this show. Yo.
Cresta, we only have one more thing to talk about, I promise, and then you can go and you can grieve. It's okay.
Stand up, TNA. Holy shit. Stand up.
LOL TNA isn't enough. Now it's LMAO TNA.
up TNA. But you know what? The alternative could have been Tessa Blanchard. Next question.
We get our triple threat eliminator match at the end of this one. Oh, man. Before this, Drew was like, Sami, I respect you, and I know you're going to win this one. And I was like, thank you for telling us you're interfering, Drew. Thanks for just telling us. Like, stop doing this elementary school shit. But this triple threat ends with Cody winning, which I think is safe to assume, like, with who the current champion is. But Fatu dominated super early in this, like, the avalanche attacks. He has no business doing sentence, and he does. Cody and Sami kind of being like, if we have a shot, we should double team for this superplex. was some good stuff there. It's not a Sami Zayn match if there's not a Blue Thunder Bomb near fall. There's a handspring moonsault in this from Fatu that, like, sometimes this guy's athleticism, it blows my mind because he's a big dude, and I'm not as big as him, and I can't even, like, get myself up sometimes. So the idea that he could be doing handspring moonsaults blows my mind. We, of course, get a Claymore to Fatu in this with the Drew McIntyre run-in and a Claymore to Cody. Everybody knows this is going to happen except the announce team, I think, after the segment that precedes this. But Joe Tessitore is beside himself with this. But Drew drags Sami onto Cody to steal it, but Cody kicks out at a very good 2.9999 here. Sami hits the haluva kick on Drew, but Cody hits the crossroads on Sami, and I once again say, what have you done to my boy? And Sami say, I just have to accept that they're just never going to give this guy his moment. It feels like that breaks my heart because I am. If there's Cody crybabies in this world, there are Sami Simps, and I'm one of them.
Sami Simps.
I figured Cody was going to win. It's what the story calls for. Cody in an Elimination Chamber match makes sense. He'll probably win the Elimination Chamber to get back to Drew. I would imagine Fatu worms his way in and makes that triple threat, which is a solid night one main event, I'm assuming, because women don't get to main event anymore. But this went exactly as I thought it was. Like, if I closed my mind and wrote down how I thought this match was going to go, this was probably it. Sad Sami stands. I've surpassed Stan. I'm a simp now because I just like Sami and KO, whatever it is with them and me. Like, I just.
Same with me and Zelina Vega. I'm a Zelina Vega simp.
Yeah.
I don't care what y'all say. She could shoot someone.
They've never done anything wrong. That's it. So, what do you think of our main event tonight? And how do you feel about Cody winning? Do you think he takes all of Elimination Chamber?
You know, I would have respected Drew more if he would have went up to Sami and been like, I'm going to interfere tonight. And I'm going to lay it up for you. And then you're going to have the choice to either be selfish and do it for yourself or try to be the bigger person and screw yourself over. I already know what you're going to do. I see you out there, Sami. I would have respected that more. Because I think Drew's going to win Hater of the Year this year again. That's just me because he's really he's deep in his hate bag. He's a hater. I would have respected that more. But when he hit you with the Cardi B good luck, I knew he was interfering. Oh, you're a piece of crap. All right. For him to do all of that and then Sami still lose. You know, WWE, sometimes you'll never beat those allegations. And tonight was one of those times. I don't understand why we did that if Cody was still going to win. For all of that, you should have had Drew Claymore Sami. For all of that. Or, conversely, Drew not go out there. What was the point of that? I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot. You know, that's my problem for being a mark. You know, who's the mark? The mark is you. Sometimes you're who the fuck is Mark? You, me, we, she, you, he, be. I don't understand. Maybe I don't understand wrestling. Maybe I don't understand art. But for all of that, that was you never seen that meme of someone stepping on a rake and it hits them in the face, and then there's another one where they do a kick flick with the rake to still hit them in the face. This was the second figure to do the kick flick to still get hit in the face with the rake. Why? Like, there had to be a better way to get there. There had to have been. I mean, we couldn't just take Jacob Fatu out before. Oh no, we did that already. I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of over Cody versus Drew. I want something more from Cody.
I want something more from Fatu. Like I want
something more for Fatu.
I need Fatu pulled to the front more. I'm sure that happens as Elimination Chamber like takes place and Fatu like to get to the triple threat. I'm assuming Cody wins the Elimination Chamber and then Fatu has to insert himself somehow, and I feel like that'll be like his shining path as we get closer to Mania. But this made Drew look like a bumbling villain. It had sometimes wrestling does this thing, and it's just wrestling because on paper stuff can make sense, and then when it unfolds and you watch it, you're like, oh, somehow we made everybody look weaker. Like Drew looks bad because his claymores didn't do anything. Cody looks bad. Like, I guess Cody looks all right because he overcame it, but like he should probably see this coming from Drew by now. Like things like that where it's just like if you would just let Cody win clean or cleaner, but they have their paint by numbers way of going about it. This is their way of telling you like Drew Claymored Fatu and Drew Claymored Cody, so that means the three of them all still have problems with each other. Do you understand that, audience? Do you get it? Do you understand that the three of them all have issues with each other and that those issues are continuing and they're going to continue through it? Like, they just can't. You want to talk all gas, no brakes. That's like that's the way that they tell stories. And the thing that I always say is freshen up the playbook, right? Like, there's different setups that you can use. You can stop pitting champions on TV. There's decades and decades of things. Like, the one thing that I never shut up about, and right now it's not going to be any different.
Tell him, Kate. Let him know. Let him know.
There's this really great story that was built out in ROH around the Pure title between Nigel and Danielson. And there's several great stories between the two of them. That's why they're still rivals. But there was a time where Nigel was holding the title and Danielson, he said, to get to me, you have to beat everybody that I beat along the way. And I'm like, my God, that's such a simple framework for wrestling storytelling. And nobody does it. And it's so effective. Like, there's so many things that you can just dust off from the archives that this creative team refuses to do. That happens at times in AEW. Right now is not one of those times. But I find myself saying that plenty over there too. Like, just keep it fresh. I think AEW is off to a good start this year. I felt like the first 3 weeks of January or so, like WWE was really fresh, and now I feel like it's not, and that kind of sucks. So we'll see what the road to WrestleMania has to unfold. We'll see it because we're not in Vegas trying to do a watch along. We're just going to see it while we're at home. But Cresta, you had mentioned before like that we're just a bunch of marks, and I just wonder if you know anybody that might be getting to the bottom of who this mark is that you speak of. If anybody's, I don't know, investigating such a thing and where I could find that content if that was the case.
Well, you've come to the right spot, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, my name is Cresta Star. And unfortunately for the internet, I am the lead Restvestigator over at Restvestigations at youtube.com/@CrestaStar, where you can find out such mysteries as who the fuck is Mark, Samoa Joe Spawn Point, and Schrodinger's wrestler, John Cena. We've got one for Black History coming up, providing my mental health doesn't collapse in and of itself. But if you want memes, jokes, you can find me all over social media at Cresta Star. If you're on X, you probably already follow Cresta the Star, like Megan Thee Stallion. I got my old account back because I was banned for sharing my wrestling videos and my bum-ass opinions across on X. So follow Cresta Star, CRESTASTARR, on X and all forms of social media. You guys are fantastic. I'm here every Friday, every Thursday, sometimes every Thursday, and every Saturday going over wrestling until Sean Rossat tells me I'm out of a job. And then, I'm out of a job. I'll go to teach at the Don Cal School of Facts or something. Kate, where can people find you? Oh, also, guys, your butt looks nice. Hope you find $20 on the floor. Kate, where can people find you?
Well, you can find me pulling up this check because it made me laugh very hard. Be out here investigating the breasts.
Breast vets.
It's just fantastic. You can find me on Mondays on Fightful Select, Tuesdays and Fridays right here on the main channel of Fightful, and Wednesdays at the Mark Order Podcast. PLEs and pay-per-views behind the paywall as well with Alex Pulowski. But Cresta, you are also going to be around this weekend tomorrow for that Grand Slam Collision. Other than that, we have Grapsity this weekend, and then back to our regularly scheduled program. And then next weekend, we've got Elimination Chamber, or the weekend after. So that season is picking up. We got Elimination Chamber. We'll have Revolution coming up. We're back in the full swing of things, but I'm so happy for you guys because you get to review this Grand Slam show tomorrow and then go to sleep at a normal time, which was, I think, not the case last year. I think it ended at like midnight. So I'm glad because this is a juicy card. Everyone, have a safe and wonderful wrestling weekend. Check out that Collision post show tomorrow and Grapsity this weekend. Subscribe to Fightful Select because the Scoop Skis